honestly, you shouldn't compare yourself to others because a lot of times, well, number one, and really want to emphasize this, is that everybody is on your own path. Everybody has their own path. And so whether you're not where you feel like you should be, that's okay. Like it's okay. Everybody has their struggles. What you're seeing and what people compare themselves to a lot of the times on the LinkedIn's or the Instagrams or whatever you may have it, right? They are comparing themselves to the highlights. You're comparing yourself to the highlights of somebody. A lot of times people will post more often about stuff that's going well. They got a promotion, they got a new job, rather than the struggles, right? And rather than the journey that took them there and how hard it was, or how many jobs they applied to, how many times they got rejected, how many times they didn't get the offer, how many times they didn't pass the first round interview and whatnot. And so it's like there's so many that you don't see, and then you just see the highlight of it, and then people will use that as a means to compare themselves to it. I just think it's unfair, and I'm speaking as though from experience as well, is that I used to compare myself to other people that are in my age group or other people in the same field, but they're doing so much more or something along those lines. And I realized it was just a negative type of mindset in which it wasn't doing me any favors. If anything, it was putting myself in a position to feel as though I wasn't doing well at all. And that's just not the reality. The reality is everybody's done something that they've accomplished, something that they can be proud of. It's okay to own up to that, accept that, and celebrate that. Celebrate the little wins along the way. And I say this all the time for anyone who's job searching. Maybe you didn't get that career or dream job or dream company, but it doesn't mean you didn't get some wins along the way, and you're still tweaking your method, your process, and getting to a position where you're one step closer to becoming a better interviewer, a better candidate, and then the right person for any company. So every time you get rejected or get no offer or anything like that, look at it from the lens of like, what did I learn from this? What are some of the takeaways that I got from this? And how can I then apply that to my technique to then become better? And then from that point of view, there's really no loss because everything becomes a lesson, everything becomes a learning opportunity in which you're able to then become closer and closer to that candidate, that right candidate. I always feel like I always get really sad and passionate when I feel or I hear or I realize and I see that somebody's selling themselves short and coming off as though they don't deserve this, or how can they possibly do this or that. In the Thursday talks too, it kind of hits a nail for me whenever someone talks about something like that, because the fact of the matter is everybody's done something to be proud of. And until you realize that, you're always going to be feeling as though you didn't do much or you haven't deserved this or that. And so that's really the truth of it, man. You got to celebrate the little wins along the way, or else you're going to always feel like you're not accomplishing anything, or you haven't got, if you always shoot for the stars and you don't get that, you're gonna always feel like a failure. But along the way, there were so many things that you accomplished, and that's just a fact of the matter. Because